Through Clarice's eyes. America's narrative hasn't always been pretty, to say the least. Cheers for hometown football teams and Independence Day fireworks too often drown out the ugly cries of inequity. But should this unsavory fact make our darker side any less valid? Clarice Starling, lion-hearted protagonist of Thomas Harris's infamous novel The Silence of the Lambs, unflinchingly faces America's harsh realities as she weaves her way through a sinister mystery. Clarice Starling begins her journey as an FBI Academy student. As uncannily connected murders begin springing up at an alarming rate, she is flung headfirst and eyes closed into the investigation by Jack Crawford, chief of the Behavioral Science Unit. From there, she races to uncover the true killer with the help of a very unlikely and very unsettling companion, former cannibal and serial killer Hannibal Lecter. Most readers may experience this story as a run-of-the-mill thriller, and therefore enjoy it as such. But I believe the morals and message of the plot run deep and true, providing insight into the struggles of life as a woman in the American job force. Starling is forced to put up with hoops to jump through that her fellow peers do not seem to face. She hurdles past unwelcome advances from nearly every man she meets, including her own boss. Strangely enough, the supposedly evil man who helps her unmask the killer is one of the only characters who treats her with a shred of civility. Almost every man she seeks out for help throughout her journey seems to brush her off and instead jump right into proposing date ideas or making remarks about her supposedly alluring appearance. She is endlessly objectified, and to make matters worse, she isn't taken seriously in her work. Her coworkers relentlessly doubt her intuition and authority. In one scene, as she investigates a dead body, the local police refuse to obey her when she asks that they leave the room so she can conduct her work. It takes another man parroting her simple request for them to finally exit. Her voice falls upon deaf male ears throughout the novel, lending readers to feel just as frustrated and hopeless as she must have. As a woman, I can say I have definitely seen and even myself felt a fraction of what Clarice experienced. For example, in a debate setting, sharing my strong opinions is viewed as rude or unrealistic to my male counterparts. However, it is crucial to note that I've noticed my male friends repeating these views aloud and, oddly enough, receiving no backlash. In American society, a strong woman tends to intimidate men. We as women are held at a standard to be seen and not heard, to be pretty and quiet and unthinking. We are objects designed for male enjoyment. It is an unfortunate and toxic way of thinking, and it is rooted deep in American culture. The system is designed to make it harder for us to succeed, yet somehow we persist. I must say that I am grateful that Thomas Harris opened his perspective to shed light on women's issues by granting us The Silence of the Lambs from the point of view of a female protagonist. I often find myself pondering on how differently the plot would have unfolded if Clarice had been a Carl or a Charlie. Perhaps she would have gotten her hands on crucial evidence with little to no hassle, and consequently solved the crime sooner. However, I do believe the ending would have been far less gratifying. To see a man succeed in America is commonplace. To see a woman succeed against all odds is truly something magical. And in the end, this novel reminds us that while oppression is well acknowledged in America, rising above the odds and fighting with tooth and nail is truly the real soul of America.